For a batter to become the talk of the nation despite his side losing a game must mean that the player would have done something extraordinary. And that's exactly what Shivam Dube of the Chennai Super Kings did last night. With his blistering 27 ball 66, Dube raised the roof at the Chepauk in Chennai. The ball went sailing into the stands the moment it made contact with his bat as the 30-year-old left-hander took his team from 101 in 12 overs to a total of 200 plus in just 7 overs. His stunning performance this season continues to make his case for a spot in the Indian team for the upcoming T20 World Cup. And it's not just on the basis of one good IPL season that Dube has come into contention for the World Cup. The 30-year-old is anything but a one-season wonder. In fact, he's shown a great deal of promise in the last 2 seasons as the number 4 batter for the Southern franchise. Let's take a look at some of his records. In the 2023 season of the IPL, Dube finished as the 3rd highest run scorer for his franchise with 418 runs, which came at an impressive strike rate of 158 at an average of 38 as well. And it's not just pure numbers that you need to judge his performance by. Batting usually at the back end of the innings, it was his daredevil style of batting that grabbed all the headlines. Even the year before that, which was also his first season with the franchise, Dube showed that he was no longer the player of the year gone by. Even though he managed close to 290 runs that year, his strike rate of 156 is what caught everyone's attention. Talking about his form, he's even played for the Indian team in T20Is on 14 occasions, scoring 276 runs at an average of nearly 40 and an impressive strike rate of 145. Those are incredible numbers even for the Indian team. Most recently, he was also part of the Indian team that played the T20I series against Afghanistan and was part of the Indian contingent that went to China for the 2023 Asian Games and won a gold medal, impressing in both those outings. For someone who had made his T20 debut back in the year 2019 and a player that played his first IPL season the same year, albeit with a different franchise, Dube has had his share of struggle over the years. He showed flashes of brilliance in both RCB and RR, but wasn't able to fulfill his potential in both those franchises. So what really changed for Shivam Dube? Well, it was his arrival at the Chennai Super Kings when the MS Dhoni led franchise snapped him up for 4 crores and Dube ended up meeting his guardian angel in who else but MSD. As captain, MS gave him confidence and role clarity, which allowed Dube to finally come into his own.
I think I've worked really hard for that, and what I've done in my off season, I'm getting it now. So it is just a matter, I had the ability, but I need to be ready for all those things little bit. I need to be a little bit smarter. So that is what I'm applying in the match. I can now think that what the bowler is going to bowl to me. So I'm preparing in that way. So that is much better, and especially thanks to CSK, Mahibai, Fleming, everyone. So they have given me the opportunity to bat early. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Since that moment, the man from Mumbai has never looked back. His exploits this season have led to fans and experts now wanting to see him be a part of the Indian team for the marquee T20 tournament in June this year. Let's take a look at a few reactions. Former India all-rounder Irfan Pathan has already included Dube in the 15 players he wants India to take to the T20 World Cup. While he did not say where exactly should Dube be batting, he did mention that Hardik Pandya makes it to the team only if he is bowling regularly. The best reaction came from former CSK star Suresh Raina. He just couldn't stop himself from sending out an appeal to Ajit Agarkar, the BCCI chief selector, requesting him to please pick Dube for the World Cup. Mohammad Kaif also echoed the same sentiment as Raina, saying that Dube is the perfect batter to be slotted between the top order and the big hitters. He opined that the number 4 and number 5 slot will be the best suited position for the southpaw. Now, while Dube is doing everything in his powers to impress the selectors, we have dug deep and taken out 3 reasons why we feel that Dube should not be with the Indian team, he should in fact be with the 11, because if he's not with the Indian team, that would be a travesty. Let's take a look at some of those reasons very closely. Reason number one is that Shivam Dube is in the form of his life right now, at a time when some of the other Indian middle order batters like Hardik Pandya and Ravindra Jadeja are struggling for consistency. Dube is scoring runs for fun and hitting sixes at will. Long story short, his form is unparalleled, and that reflects in the fact that he is only the second batter who bats at number 4 to be on the list of highest run getters this season, which is otherwise dominated by those that bat in the top 3. In fact, why just number 4? Dube on occasions have been batting at number 5 and 6. Reason number 2, after 8 innings in the IPL, he is striking the ball at nearly 170 at the moment, making him one of the most destructive batters in the league right now. The fact that only a Travis Head is batting at a higher strike rate than him also goes on to show that he is not just one of the best in the country, but also in the world. This year, he has specially targeted the spinners, so much so that opposing captains have decided against bowling spinners to him. It was earlier conceived that Dube had an issue with short pitch bowling against pacers, but that too seems to have been ironed out this year.
6 balls.
Illustrating his big hitting ability is the fact that he smashed the most sixes in the tournament since the start of the 2023 season with 57 sixes. He leads the likes of Henrik Larsson and Nicholas Puran on that list. And finally, reason number 3 is Dube's multi-dimensional ability. Dube, the left-hander, can solve for the Indian team a problem they have been accused of having for years now. In a batting lineup that is predominantly filled with right-handers, Dube can become the perfect solution to make up for the lack of left-handed option. The Indian team has often sent out even a player like Jadeja up the order, but that has not always worked out for them. To add to that, Dube can also roll his arm over and if need be can chip in with a couple of overs with his medium pace. Now the nation waits with bated breath to know if this promising left-hander dasher will be on the way to the Caribbean island, to the US and the West Indies for the T20 World Cup. How the Indian team manages to fit him in the 11 is a different matter altogether. But for now, the well-wishers of Indian cricket just want to be assured that he's on the same flight as the likes of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli later next month.